Grace Retreat Foster Care and Adoption Services is a newer organization in town that is focusing on support for the children and families. Let's actually take a moment to learn more about them from founder Christina Boatner and program manager Mia Fajardo. You guys, thank you so much for coming today. Thank you. And I did say you guys are kind of a newer organization. Tell me how this all came about.
Well, I started in the foster care field about 10 years ago, so I was like a licensing worker supporting families. And then, well, at that point I thought I knew what families went through. And then I decided to become a foster parent. And then I really got to know what foster parents go through, like just emotionally, and it's just a whole different world. And so at that point, I kind of realized that it was a possibility to have an agency that's main focus was supporting the families. And so I saw that it was a possibility. It was, 5 years down the road, but it just became a reality. And so our main program is foster care, and our main goal is to support the families through the whole process.
And so, like you were saying, you thought you knew until you walked in the shoes, I guess we can kind of say. So what makes this organization different then from other organizations?
Well, I think that for us, we both have been foster parents. And so that personal experience of knowing what it's like in the trenches, foster parents have to deal with not only the child, obviously, who has been through abuse, and then also the trauma of being removed. And then there's case managers, lawyers, monthly meetings, doctor's appointments, transportation, and then behavior issues. On top of all that, it's really hard. I mean, parenting is hard as is, and then you're dealing with all these different components and behaviors. And so for us, it was like, that's what we want to focus on, And so it made sense, and we saw a huge need. And we talked to other foster families who were struggling. Feeling with, I personally started out as a kinship placement for a 13-year-old child, and it was not successful, and I had a disruption after 3 months, and it was really hard and shameful because I feel like I let down a child. And so when I talk to foster families, it's like, I get it. I understand how hard it is. It's not some concept of we'll support you, but like, I understand. And there's nothing like that personal connection to say, we understand what we're going through, we're here. And ultimately, it's about the fact that if these foster families feel supported and understood, then they're gonna take better care of the foster children. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
In the home, because they understand they're not alone.
Right.
They have a whole group of people that are there for them.
I think that is a world of a difference, that you know what they're going through. You can kind of feel everything that they're going through. Now, if somebody is looking maybe like you would like to get into possibly fostering, what do you normally say to them if they're interested?
Well, we ask them, what would you be interested in becoming a foster parent? And so a lot of times it's personal experience. They grew up with a foster child or whatever. And then we tell them about the different qualifications that are required. And then we have to talk about what kind of space they have available. And then also really being honest and saying, a lot of people think that just loving these kids is enough. And say, that's where it begins. But you have to have a lot of training for you to really be successful. And ongoing training and support. And so that's what we provide.
I feel like the support that you guys, I guess what I'm getting from you, it's real.
It's
real support. And so if somebody's hearing this or needs that kind of support, how can someone get involved or help in your mission?
So we have a couple ways that we are finding to support the family. So it changes. Like, I mean, with every family that we meet, we're like, how can we best support them? So it's different. But what we do right now is every month we have like a foster family gathering. And so we just get together, we'll go to the park. We went to my gym last month. And so if people want to get involved just to help, someone could like sponsor that, or like provide the food for that to get everybody together. We have, what other?
And then also volunteering for those events. And then also awareness. And tell people about it, that, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the world that I think we feel so not in control of. And so you can help by just talking to someone else about, what it is to be a foster parent, or, telling us about the agency,
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to tell them how they can actually learn more. But first off, you guys, thank you so much for taking your personal experiences and paying it forward by helping other families. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Now, to learn more about Grace Retreat Foster Care and Adoption, call 276-9661 or visit graceretreatfostercare.org.